Nebraska Vietnam Veterans Day, and had the privilege to put a medallion on about 110 Nebraska Vietnam veterans. It was extraordinary. I get goosebumps. And I think that there's a couple of things that I'd like to share that we talked about. One was how our country never gives up on veterans, never gives up on the fallen. We lost 396 Nebraska soldiers. I remember where I was when a guy named Tuffy Novak died in Platte Center, and 16 have not been home, and nobody ever gives up on finding them, and one Nebraskan has been found and will be reunited with his widow in the coming weeks in Nebraska. The other is there's 35,000 Vietnam veterans living in Nebraska. And as I told the veterans, all of us know a number of people who could have served, but didn't serve. And as 50 years later, I can tell you everyone that I know of has extraordinary admiration, incredible respect, and live with incredible regrets that they didn't serve. And I don't know if there's any better thing that we can do to make sure the 35,000 Nebraskans who are Vietnam veterans recognize that fully, because they didn't get their due when they came home 50 years ago. So that piece, I think, is really, really cool. The other thing I would like to do is, Senator Geist, thank you for being here today. I've had the privilege of knowing Senator Geist a couple of years now. Senator Geist has worked tirelessly the last 7 years for District 25 in the state of Nebraska. Incredibly grateful. Also, never say enough how the members of the unicameral public servants work tirelessly, and Nebraskans need to know that. We don't talk about it enough. We don't thank people enough. And Senator Geist, her work has been tireless, and I don't know how many days, I'm losing track of time, but whatever you want me to do to help you become the next mayor of Lincoln, 26 days. So I'll knock on doors, I'll go anywhere, I'll do anything to help you become the mayor of Lincoln. So thank you for all you do. I'd like to recognize Senator Geist. Thank you. Let's get to the heart of why we're here. Our appointee is Carolyn Bosin. I am so incredibly excited to appoint Carolyn. Let me just tell you who she is. She is the right who, and then I'll talk about the what. But Carolyn and Reggie are an incredible team, that strong faith family. They're incredible children. They're working together, doing extraordinary things for their community. Carolyn has an extraordinary public servant heart. It's as pure as gold. And why is Carolyn stepping up? Because her and Reggie want to make a difference. Pure and simple. Pure Team Nebraska all the way. Second is her character. Anybody doing business with Carolyn's going to know her yes is yes, her no's are no, and there will not be any gray in her life. Carolyn knows how to work. She'll go toe-to-toe with anybody in this building with work ethic and giving it everything she has. The other thing that's really important for my seat with an appointment is I'm not a believer in placeholders. We need the appointment to understand what it takes to maintain the seat for District 25. I take this appointment incredibly seriously, so Carolyn's got an unbelievable competitive spirit. She's going to do whatever it takes to be the long-term senator of District 25, and I'll be at your side. She's got incredible experience. She's just short of 15 years of experience. She's tough. She's tough, and she's smart. So those are 7 traits of what I call the standard of Nebraska public service. Got to have fun, right? Carolyn's a 5-star recruit. Little background. So Carolyn's education, she had a Bachelor of Science degree in Arts and Political Science from Baylor University, received her Juris Doctorate from Creighton University, got an incredible experience. She's been an adjunct professor at the University of Nebraska College of Law, and competitive spirit, being a trial attorney coach. A couple of years that they've been on the national stage. Pretty cool. Hope that rubs off on our football team.
Sure.
She's been Lancaster County attorney here in Lincoln from January 10 to September of 17. She's had experience at Saunders County and Wahoo as a county attorney, in Douglas County and Omaha, and she even did a little bit of clerking in Platte County back in the day. So I think that it's really the other thing that is the frosting on the cake. This is a family sport. I couldn't be here without Suzanne and her support and my family. I just told Senator Geist that what's really cool, Senator Geist and Mark have been a great team. Same goes for Reggie and Carolyn. And Heidi and Johnny and Zoe and Betsy. You guys will be awesome. And parents, John and Deb Curry from Columbus being here. Great for you guys to be here. And so with no further ado, Senator Bozen. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. I'm very honored to have been asked by Governor Pillen and Lieutenant Governor Kelly to serve as the senator for Legislative District 25. I promise I will work hard to earn the trust of the residents of District 25 as well as my legislative colleagues. Many thanks to Senator Geist for her leadership and public service to Nebraska. I recognize I have big shoes to fill, and I share many of her values, and I wish her good luck in the upcoming election. As Governor Pillen said, I was born and raised in Columbus. My family has deep roots in the Nebraska agriculture business, for which I am proud, including commercializing the fertilizer and hydrous ammonia, as well as the development of pivot irrigation systems. I graduated from Columbus Public Schools, and as he said, I went on to Baylor and then followed that with law school at Creighton University. Following that, I have clerked and worked in 5 different Nebraska counties, including 8 years as a deputy county attorney with Lieutenant Governor Joe Kelly in the Lancaster County Attorney's Office. While I was there, I handled a variety of dockets, including juvenile law offenses, child neglect, child abuse, all kinds of domestic assault cases, as well as narcotics cases. As a public servant, I approached every day as an opportunity to do what is fair and right, using discretion without abusing discretion. I've worked with problem-solving courts, and I'm optimistic of the valuable reforms that those types of programs offer. I've spent a lot of time in the courtroom and have seen the threat of hardened criminals on both our communities and our law enforcement officers. I've worked with and I have good relationships with many, including defense attorneys, law enforcement officials, health and human services representatives, not to mention the countless victims and witnesses around Lancaster County. 6 years ago, I resigned from the Lancaster County Attorney's Office and began a new challenge as a stay-at-home mom. Today, my husband Reggie and I consider ourselves very fortunate to have 4 wonderful children. Challenging, but wonderful. While raising kids has been a very demanding job, I would not trade those 6 years for anything. In addition to parenting 4 children under 10, I have managed to stay active in the community. My husband is a small business owner, and I assist him in some of the office responsibilities that go along with owning a business. My husband and I were recently co-presidents of our Kids' School Family Association, in addition to time that I spent volunteering when needed. For the past 4 years, I've had the opportunity to be an adjunct professor for the University of Nebraska College of Law Trial Advocacy Program. Additionally, I've volunteered my time to assist in coaching the law school's trial team. University of Nebraska at Lincoln College of Law has some very talented soon-to-be lawyers who are going to do great things in and around Nebraska. As a senator, I promise to listen, to learn, and to lead in this new responsibility. I recognize the importance of these last 33 days of the session, and I'm grateful to Governor Pillen for granting me this opportunity and putting his trust in my promise to stand up for Nebraska values. Thank you again, Governor Pillen and Lieutenant Governor Kelly.
The thing that's extraordinarily exciting from my seat to get to serve as your governor is we don't do any unilateral decisions. Incredible privilege for me to have Lieutenant Governor Kelly, my friend for longer than both of us want to admit anymore, as my partner. And LG Kelly, would you say a few words?
Thank you. It's great to be here for this occasion today for 2 reasons. One, to just publicly acknowledge one more time how great it's been for me in the various law enforcement roles that I've had in previous years to work with Senator Geist, all the great work that she's done here in the legislature, and what a great friend she and Mark have become. They're great citizens of this city, and it's just been a pleasure working with her in this capacity. And the commonality is obvious. New Senator Bozen has that sort of experience in law enforcement, in public safety, that I think is so valuable to have within the legislature, and she brings that with her. When you're Lancaster County attorney or county attorney anywhere where you've got a staff of 30-plus attorneys, I can't tell you what a relief it is when you hire and bring in somebody to the office like my predecessor, Gary Lacey, did, like Carolyn, and then she stays and acquires the experience and the abilities to not only do her job well, but to teach younger attorneys as they come into the office how to do it. Somebody who embraces trial work, you just have to in a county attorney's office. That's the place you try cases. And you have to know how to negotiate through people with a lot of trauma themselves as victims, a lot of people who are charged with serious crimes and their attorneys who obviously are going to be emotionally charged when they come into a situation, and the judges who have that job to keep the docket moving and to see that justice is done. You have to fit all those pieces together, and as a prosecutor, Senator Bozen is the type of person who excelled. She knows how to work with people for common goals that make us a better state. I'm so happy that you're here, and congratulations, Senator.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
We'd be happy to take any questions. Chris.
Senator Geist announced a resignation yesterday at noon. By 1, you announced that you had picked a replacement. When were you informed of Senator Geist's decision to step down, and how did this process of selecting Senator designee Bozen?
Yeah. Well, the question is, when did Senator Geist announce she was going to run for mayor? I'm not the sharpest bulb in the shed, but I believe she's going to win. So that process started as soon as I knew that Senator Geist was going to run for mayor. I started reaching out to different people across the city because my responsibility is to make sure that the folks in Legislative District 25 have a seat at the table every single minute of this legislative session. So this process started a long time ago. Yes. Yes, so Senator Geist is resigned effective Thursday night, and Senator Boslin will be in the seat Tuesday morning.
How many people did you consider?
Talked to a number of different people. We interviewed 2.
When did those interviews happen?
Excuse me?
When did those interviews happen?
Oh, gee whiz, Chris. I'm dealing with time compression, but in the last 6 days, 8 days, something like that.
Can you talk a little bit, Governor, about how you've known her? I mean, obviously ties to Black County. Have you and your family got ties to
Yeah, our families go back generations. I've known Carolyn since she was younger than Zoe, so I've watched Carolyn grow up and just have incredible admiration for her.
Oh, sure.
You mentioned the importance of coming in the last 33 days of the session. 2 of the big issues that your predecessor, or your soon-to-be predecessor, has voted on are the first round on the abortion bill and the first round on the transgender health bill. Do you share her positions on those measures?
Yes, I do. I absolutely do.
And what about Senator Reepe's amendment that would extend the abortion to 12 weeks?
To be honest, I'm not fully informed on what all that entails. I'm happy to read up on it, and I can answer that question maybe better at a later time, but I believe that life begins at conception, and I stand behind Senator Geist's position on that. And so, yes, to answer your question.
Senator Boslin, will you run in 2024?
Yes, that's my plan. If they'll have me, but yes.
Obviously, this has been a session that's been marked by a lot of controversial legislation. What would be your priorities that you would like to see pursued from your background, independent of what you're walking into?
So I guess a lot of the things that are going to be a focus for me would be things involving law enforcement, community safety, things protecting families, certainly reducing taxes, reducing spending. Those would be areas that I feel strongly about and would like to try and improve for Nebraskans.
Governor, the Democrats are talking about how this process hasn't been very transparent. Do you think you could have done more to make that clear?
You know, no matter what decisions you make, there's going to be people criticize that, and that's okay. We all have the privilege to do that. My responsibility as your governor is to make sure that the people of District 25 have representation here. Every set of circumstances is different. We followed the same process. We had to move quickly, and that's what we did. Okay, well, thank you all for being here this afternoon. One last congratulations, Senator Boslin. We're really excited for you. Congratulations. All right, let's head on back.